The latest wedding making waves on social media now, and as of last week, is the wedding between a young boy called Aboy and a 48-year-old woman from OPM ministry with 3 children. And this marriage was instituted by a young benevolent man of God in the person of Apostle Chibuzo, who is the founder of Omega Power Ministry. And out of his heart of generosity and out of his heart of charity and benevolence, he decided to donate this young man to a 48-year-old woman in the name of marriage. The pastor wanted to create a family structure for this young boy called Aboy, and so he did not just found this 48-year-old woman as a wife for Aboy. He also gifted this woman 10 million naira in cash, a free apartment, and a visa to travel outside Nigeria for accepting to marry this young boy called Aboy. And then when I saw the news on social media, I realized the importance to step in and weigh in my own contribution on this, because I am not happy with this. Number one, the first fundamental of an African man is that marriage has purpose and aim for people to come together as husband and wife. And when you come to African culture, the purpose of marriage is to reproduce children. 2 people unite to call themselves husband and wife for the purpose of reproducing survival. There are 2 purposes why human beings exist on earth, especially men. One is to solve the human problem. That is what they call discovering your purpose on earth. Your purpose on earth is nothing but to solve human problems, especially as a man. And so when you see a man who has not yet begun to work in the axis of solving people's problems, they will say that this young man is yet living a purposeless is not living a purposeful life, or is living a purposeless life. The second purpose for which we live on earth is to ensure our survival through reproduction. This is to continue the survival of our generation. And so when you see that people are uniting to form a family, the primary assignment is to, join these people to come together to reproduce species that will sustain their lineage. Are you getting the point? And so when a man called Apostle Chibuzo looked at a 20-something-year-old boy called Aboy and wanted to gift him a wife as a settlement, into familyhood, and the old pastor gifted him a 48-year-old woman who had stopped having menstrual cycle. The question now is, what was the expected fruit of that marriage? What is the fruit of this marriage? This takes me to a very fundamental root cause of family problems today, because when you come to monogamy and polygamy, the 2 purposes are different. When it comes to polygamy, the purpose is to reproduce children. So a man who is bringing his wife into his house tells the wife that you are coming to bear children. You are going to be the mother of my children. But in monogamy, the purpose is sex. To bring 2 people who will be having sex together. And that is why you see an average monogamous woman today telling her husband that the maximum number of children she can give him is 3 or even 2 children. Here, the purpose of marriage is not about giving birth, but about companionship or partnership, as you may call it. So what the pastor of OPM gave this young boy is not a wife. What this pastor gave this young boy is a woman of the same age as his mother, or even older than his own mother, with whom he will have sex with continuously every day of his life, wasting his youthful span oh my God. No value to show for it, and no reproduction ability, no capacity to reproduce. And you as a young boy saying you are a Christian and you want to marry in the line of Christianity and in the church, yet you decided to wear agbada or ishagu as a traditional attire for your wedding because you didn't wear suits in the wedding. What you don't know is that the exact thing the person who wore a suit and went to the altar to do is the thing you are doing as well. You only change the marriage costume. An average Christian woman never comes into a family to produce children. That is why you are fighting with her every day for supremacy and authority. The purpose was not defined. The OPM pastor did not show benevolence or charity to any Aboy, because the purpose of a wife in a family is to reproduce children. What he gave the guy was a sex-serving machine, sex toy, without any report card to show for it. Could the attention of your wife be that she has gotten a sexual partner or a companion, and this is why the woman is running around, claiming that you are cheating on her, listening to your phone, your voice call, and monitoring you left, right, and center? She is always reading your messages when you are asleep or even awake, asking where are you coming from by this time of the day. You forgot that you brought in a sex competitor, not a wife. When you bring in a wife into a house, you are required to keep her as a woman who comes to reproduce children in your house. And the joy of the woman is that once she is producing children, the happiness is there in her automatically. There will be no fight in your house over you as the husband. A sensible and traditional woman would say, if my husband likes, let him go to anywhere and bring 3 or more wives, as the case may be. He can, in as much as he can fend for him and take care of him. That is it. They understand that children actually belong to women, not men. Just take care of me. There must be a defined purpose in every marriage or for anything you plan to do. Do not be like people who play football without a purpose. Playing football or soccer without goalposts is useless. You might have dribbling skills or even dribble everybody in the pitch, but your purpose is just for entertainment. Your dribbling capacity leads to zero satisfaction. At the end of the day, no goals scored, no trophy, nothing to go home with. You are just like a boy who is, going to be dribbling or dribble a 48-year-old woman on the bed without a defined family purpose, just for recreation and gymnastics on the bed. So your wife comes into the house and will be like, I came to have sex. I came to have a companion. I came to have a partner. I am your soulmate. I am this. I am that. There are fundamental provocative things that pushes men into competition with women, and this is part of it. When you have a woman that does not have a purpose and you have not defined that purpose from onset, and as long as you are bringing forth children under a man's house, your joy and satisfaction will be complete under that man. A 48-year-old woman that has stopped seeing her menstrual cycle, given to a boy of about 20-something years as a wife. That simply tells you that the purpose of marriage in Christianity is to put a man to be having sex with a woman and fight with that woman every day of his life. But in our culture, in African culture, there is no bias against marrying other women. Yes, there is no bias. A young boy in his 20s can marry a woman of 30 years, 33 years, or even 35 years, as the case may be. The purpose is that you have to produce children. You have to reproduce, because that is the purpose of marriage. That is number one primary aim. Every other thing is secondary. The goal is that if this woman can be kept under the man's leadership and reproduce children for you, her second name would be enjoyment. Okuribendo. My man, if she cannot produce children, there is no need to be in that marriage. This is different from marrying a woman that is 20, 24, 25, or even 30 years that is having issues, natural issues that has to do with reproduction. It is a different ballgame. At least, you know that there is a problem with this person. But unfortunately, most Christians in this kind of situation where their wife cannot even produce children or even give them a male child, they have refused to take a second wife, all in the name of a book sent from somewhere else that Abraham's wife, Sarah, gave birth when she was 100 years or 1 million years, as the case may be. The OPM pastor told the 48-year-old woman that if you are able to live with this man, this young boy, called Aboy, for the next 20 to 30 years, I am going to give to you 20 million naira. So the purpose is just the financial benefit and the sex benefit. Number one, the longevity of every marriage is not guaranteed, because at this stage, what is holding that marriage is not the root, structure that holds marriage. However, it was formed under the principle of satisfaction on the bed for the next 10 to 30 years, as the case may be, depending on how the wife will be able to withstand the sex pressure or how the woman will be able to control the boy, because that guy is just like a toy. A young boy being given out as a sex toy. This is a crime against humanity, and the pastor performed this in the name of being, helpful. The major purpose of marriage is for reproduction. Every other thing is secondary. Let me know your opinion on this session. Thank you.